Hello guys, and welcome to Watch Talk Wednesday. I am your host Josh, and Watch Talk Wednesday is the show where we cover news articles for the week. So let us see what we have in store for us this week. We actually have 5 articles that we're going to cover today, so let's jump on into the first article. So if you look here on my screen, it says introducing the Orient Mako 2, Orient Mako USA 2, sorry, excuse me, I can read, I promise. All right, the cool thing about the Orient Mako USA 2 is that Orient actually tried to communicate with the watch community. They actually went onto Reddit, which is a popular forum site if you're not familiar, specifically dedicated to watches, and they asked the community what they wanted to see in the next watch, and they actually came up with a few really cool improvements. So if we look here, a set of improved specs worthy of a modern diver, sapphire crystal, 120 click unidirectional bezel, solid end links, improved lume, and then also the movement was modified. So if we look at this picture here, we can see on the Orient Mako 1, there was actually a second little pusher here, and that was used to change the date. So with this modified movement, the Orient Mako 2 has a hacking second action. So what that means is that when you go to set the time, the second hand actually stops, which is really, really good if you're trying to accurately set the watch. And then it also can control the day and date function, which is really cool. So, you know, I think the problem with the Mako 1 was that it had that pusher at the 2 o'clock position, and now it just has the 1 crown, and it looks overall a much nicer package. You can see in the picture here. It just looks really, really amazing. I like how the white goes with his blue shirt. So yeah, oh, and here's the best part. It retails for $375, but they offer a 30% discount with the code 30OFF. That's not my code, that's probably Warren & Wound's code, and you can get it for $262.50, which is crazy, crazy value. I think I might actually pick one of these up in the not too distant future. Let's move on to our second story. So this one is actually really, really cool because it signals kind of a new way of marketing, and let me explain that a little bit better. So the cool new direction that they're going with this watch is that they're actually accepting pre-orders at a significant discount. It's almost a 50% off discount. The watch retails for $3,700 US, but you can pre-order it for $199.99, so $2,000 basically. So let's take a look at this thing.
Extreme temperatures cannot stop innovation, they only fuel it. Introducing a limited edition ball for BMW TMT chronometer, built to measure an environment's temperature from -35 degrees to 45 degrees Celsius, with patented amortizer anti-shock technology and legendary microgas lights. The only watchmaker to build a timepiece like this drives innovation and design further. Pre-order now at an exclusive price.
Video definitely sold the watch to me. The way that that blue second hand just moved across the dial looked so smooth. Amazing watch, please. They're accepting pre-orders until August 31st, so you have, math on camera, 22 days to pick one of these things up. Actually 21 days when this video comes out. I want one. I want one really bad. I'm really, really excited about this watch. All right, so third story of the day. We have a whole new lineup of Panerais, and these are all thinner. They've actually modified their movements, and that's pretty much all this article is saying. We got some cool pictures, but they've modified their movements, and they've actually been able to come down on the thickness of their watches by about 2 millimeters across the board. Yikes, that would be a thick watch, 2 meters. And then they've done this without changing the overall look and overall style of the watch, which is really cool. And then if you look here, so this is on their very, very thin dress watch line. These are actually thinner than 11 millimeter. They are 11 millimeters, which means they are thinner than the Seiko Sarb 033 that I have right here. It's thinner than this, guys. And it's a Panerai. What? Okay. Enough over dramatization. So what they did was they actually did a non-centered balance automatic wheel here, which is really cool, really innovative. And then on their smaller and thinner version, it's actually just a manual wind. So you don't have to deal with the counterbalance and its thickness. One really, really cool picture from this article. This is the rose gold version, which is $25 bajillion. It's actually not, it's $25,000. Excuse me, 25,000 euro. So get ready, sell your car, get a Luminor Panerai. In our last video, we talked about the end of the Chinese kind of watch market. The watch market has significantly cut back, and one of the brands that was affected the most by the recent cutback in China was Panerai. So I don't know how well these are going to do. My advice would be, if you really want to get one of these, have somebody buy it new for you, get rid of it, and then purchase it secondhand. Yeah, I think that just about wraps it up for this article. All of the new Panerais and their new lines are thinner. Let's move on to our fourth article. We have the Tudor Black Bay Dark, which is an all-black PVD watch. You can see it right here on my screen. You know, we wouldn't really usually cover this. This is not a whole lot that's groundbreaking in this article. I wanted to talk about Tudor a little bit because Tudor is really starting to become their own brand. They're not just becoming kind of the cheap Rolex. They're putting out this new watch here, which is actually 41 millimeters. They previously offered a 44 or a 36, so that's kind of the middle of the ground. 41 for me and my small wrists, I would say, is kind of a little large still, but it's almost perfect size. I like larger watches though, that's just my personal taste. And the other thing that Tudor did that was really, really cool with this watch, and you can see it here, they've designed an all-new in-house caliber or movement, which is the MT 5602, designed and made by Tudor. So they're not just using an ETA-based movement with the Rolex parts. Tudor is kind of growing up as a brand, and they've started to design their own calibers, and they've started to make their own movements, and they've even started to come up with their own designs that are not directly taking from Rolex, which is really, really cool. The movement, the 5602, has a 70-hour power reserve and is COSC certified, which is really good, kind of expected at this price range. The 70-hour power reserve is really good. That's almost 3 days. 72 hours would be 3 days. And then pricing on this is $41.50 on a strap and $44.75 on a bracelet. So that's a $325 bracelet. But again, that is all black. All right, guys. So the fifth story we're going to cover is called 5 Affordable Hamilton Watches for New Collectors. And the goal of this show is to keep you updated with the news, but it's also to teach you about horology and the different kind kind of things that are offered by each brand, and then the different complications. And it's also to help inform you when you go to buy your next watch. So that's why we included this in here. We have the Pilot Pioneer Auto for $995. I'm not too impressed with this watch personally, but again, that's just a personal taste. Again, these are all Hamilton's prices according to their website. You can find them all on Amazon cheaper. Not really my thing, so I'm gonna move on. We have the Hamilton Pan Europe. Ooh, I am currently obsessed with blue dial watches. I think that's why the ball watch has a soft spot in my heart. But this Pan Europe looks amazing on the NATO. The one thing about this watch is that they had a chronometer, or not a chronometer, a chronograph version of this watch that was a limited edition, and it sold out, and it looks so amazing. Oh, I wish I got that. This Hamilton Pan Europe Auto, though, is very nice, and you can find it on Amazon for about $700, not the $1,200 that it has listed here. And then we have next up on this list the Hamilton Jazzmaster Viewmatic Skeleton. I do own a Hamilton Jazzmaster Viewmatic, but it is not the skeleton version. Personally, I don't like the skeleton versions of watches, but as someone that's new to watches and wants to see the movement really, really bad, I can see why this would be appealing to you. Again, my watch philosophy is focused on usability and legibility and, price for performance. And this, in my opinion, would be really hard to read. So these, again, $1,200 from Hamilton, but you can find these cheaper, like $400, $500 on Amazon, because they're not selling well. So if you like it, that's really good for you. You should pick one up. And then we have the Hamilton Jazzmaster Railroad Small Second Auto. Really, really cool piece. This is a ETA 2824 movement, but it has an off-centered seconds hand, which is pretty great. My thing about ETA movements is, once you have a 2824, you're done, right? You have it. So unless you really like the style of another watch, in my opinion, why would you go buy a different watch with the same movement? This is a little bit different, though. It has a much different style, and it has the off-center second hand, so it has a modification to the movement. This watch that I'm actually wearing today is Tissot Powermatic 80. It is a modified ETA movement that actually is slowed down. The frequency is slowed down, but the power reserve is doubled. So that's really cool. It has a power reserve of 80 hours. And then finally, in this list, the fifth watch is the Hamilton Takeoff Auto Chrono. So that is a very sexy watch. You can actually remove this from the strap. You can twist it and unlock it, and then it acts kind of like a pocket watch. This is $3,300. Yikes. And it's a limited edition, so you're not going to find it on Amazon, most likely. It's limited to 2,000 pieces. It's cool. It's black and yellow, like the Lil Wayne song, Lil Wayne. That was the 5 articles for this week. We hope to see you all next time. If you liked the video, leave us a like. And if you would like to get weekly news updates in the watch community, you should hit the subscribe button. We also have reviews that come out every Friday. So if any and all watch stuff is interesting to you, please hit that subscribe button. I will really appreciate it. And if you subscribe, it'll help validate my existence in this world. Dude, that's just so forced. Just so forced. Anyway, I'll see you guys later, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching again. Bye.